Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review of Life After Lockup. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then child, welcome back. Please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you get anything out of the content. Now child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Shane and Lacey. Lacey is still pretending to be shocked about the OnlyFans. Lacey and this fake outrage, honey, it's a fool, okay? Lacey, you're not upset about nothing, okay? You're just trying to hide the fact that you've been over there talking to John and whatnot. So now Shane is saying he wants a lie detector test for her. So he's like, hook her up to the machine. She's like, let me ask you a question. Girl, oh my God. So she's like, you can ask me anything. Girl, you know your heart dropped at least 2 beats. When I tell you, she looked like, oh my God, now he talking back. She did not think he was going to turn around and say he wanted to ask us some questions on this polygraph test. She's like, what do you want to know? He's like, I just told you. She said, but you didn't ask me anything. Girl, you weren't going to pass that anyway, especially after the fact that you've been talking to Dear John. So girl, gonna go sit down somewhere. So when he gets outside, right, the producer is talking to Shane. He's like, well, I didn't lie. You know, I do OnlyFans. I didn't want people to know what I'm doing for money. I'm not screwing anybody. So then they said, so what are you doing? He said, you know, I send pictures or boy-girl videos that me and Lacey made, and I'll send it to guys, and I say what they want to hear for money. He said, you know, he'll tell them whatever it is that they want. So the producer lady was steady asking him questions. And what I was thinking is, lady, why are you asking all of these follow-up questions, honey? The lie detector test has determined that was a whole lie. Go find out why Lacey doing what she doing with her little lying behind. Child, I would have cussed that lady smooth out and got in my car and locked my door and put my seatbelt on. I'm waiting on Lacey. I'm not answering not now another question. I will be sitting here waiting. He's like, you know, I'm pissed because I quit my job to take care of her and they both do it. He said, she's the one who taught me how to make, she made my OnlyFans for me. You know, she's been doing this all of her life. Webcams, OnlyFans. I said, oh, now you putting her whole business out in the street. But child, what else did we think she was doing, huh? Okay, she ain't no brain surgeon. So she's like, him talking to men makes me really question a few things about him. And, you know, I'm questioning my husband's endeavors. Lacey, shut up. So she comes stomping out and she's like, I want to go to marriage counseling. Oh Lord, honey. Ooh. Child, it'd be so hard for me to get through those scenes, honey. Them, John and Christiana, honey, it's just a fool all the way up and through. He's like, well, if I go to counseling, you have to take a polygraph test. She's like, okay, if the counselor thinks that it's a good idea and that I should get one, then I'll get one. Girl, not the counselor being the deciding factor. Child, Lacey is full of it. So then Shane easily manipulated mine. He said, okay, I agree. No, Shane, we don't agree. That's why we're on Life After Lockup, because you let Lacey talk you into any old thing. That's why your pictures have been exposed with your dyed hair and whatnot. Just letting her tell you something and you just go with it. Shane, you stay falling for the okie doke. Child, whatever. Moving forward. So then she starts making up stupid excuses as to why she's talking to Shane. She's like, you know, it's because that we would get high and then we would tell each other secrets and I knew everything about him, just like everything. Lacey, are you still on a controlled substance? Because girl, you and this reasoning, girl, what are you talking about? She's like, I would tell him what I was going through and he would tell me. But, you know, the thing is, I would tell him I was talking to John if he asked me, but he hasn't asked me. Oh, okay, that's what it is. Anywho, so John is steady calling, buzz, buzz, the phone buzzing and whatnot, and you know production gonna say cell phone ringing. So Lacey is acting like she don't hear that phone buzzing, but she picks it up. So he's calling her back to back, and he's like, we see a little snippet from John, and he said, you know, whoever she's with, she doesn't want them to find out that she's seen me. Child, not seeing you. Is she now? Shane, you better pay attention, child. You better wake up and pay attention. Boy, you better get yourself together, honey. And John, who do you think she's with? She's with her husband. Child, goodbye. Brittany and Ray Ray. So he's making some breakfast while her and her wig complain. And she's excited because she wants to spend the day together. But child, he got other plans, okay? She's like, you know, now that he's working, we lose time together. So I just want to spend this time together. I'm just so excited. She said, I'm so happy we're spending all day together. That's what you had planned, right? He said, I'm going to hang out with my cousin. He's been waiting to see me. He lived down the street. She was like, you have a cousin that lives down the street from here? He was like, yeah, I do. So she starts getting snappy. She's like, oh, okay, so what's cousin's name? He said Bink. Child, not the nickname. Leave it up to our people. Leave it up to our people to give you somebody's nickname on national TV, honey. But it is Felon Friday. So child, get into it if you gonna get into it. Not his name, Bink. Boy, you don't get that boy's real name, honey. Say his name is Jason or his name is Robert. Not his name, Bink. So he sound like he up to no good. So she's like, oh, okay, well, he can wait. Why don't we just spend the day together? Spend the day with me. Ugh. Brittany would get on my nerves. She would really get on my nervous system. Brittany. Take the leash off, why don't you? Allow the man to breathe. Gosh, tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Shout out to Jordan Sparks and C Breezy. Like, girl, get it together. He said, I hear you, but, I've been stuck in the house and I just want to get out. Then in his confessional, he said, look, between the pregnancy stuff, the restitution, I just want some space. I'm sure you do, especially with Brittany holding you captive. Brittany, you gonna end up pushing him away. Child, no man wants to be with you 24 hours a day all the time, even though we would love it, honey. We don't like for him to go nowhere, okay? They can be in the house with us for 17 hours straight. Through the whole quarantine, we've been together. As soon as quarantine lifts and it's time to go to work, why you want to work? I thought we could spend a day together. Child, Brittany, you are acting like a stage 5 clinger, honey. Let him miss you. Okay, let him miss you in them little synthetic wigs, girl. Go out in there and dust your wigs off. While he gone, adjust your wigs, find you a new one. Girl, go hang out at the beauty supply. See if they got some new human hair wigs in stock. Girl, goodbye. So he's like, I've been here. She was like, well, I'm starting to resent you in this moment because why can't I go? I want to be introduced to cousin. Are you embarrassed of me? Child, Ray ain't going nowhere, or is he? I mean, where is he gonna go? Child ain't got but a $77 check, and I'm gonna keep on saying it until he shows me another one. So he's trying to tell her that he's not going to do anything. He just wants to hang out. She's like, well, what does your cousin do? You fresh out of jail. You off the ankle monitor. I don't want you to get in trouble. She's like, is your cousin a kingpin? Brittany, stop. Why his cousin got to be a drug dealer? And not just any old drug dealer, a kingpin. Do you know how stupid you sound? That's offensive. Like, why would you just automatically assume that his cousin is into illegal activities? And if he was, you think Ray gonna turn around and say, yep, the biggest in H-Town. Are you silly or are you stupid? Girl, goodbye. Anywho, you sound ridiculous. I understand you being nervous about him hanging around and being in trouble, but you just want to monopolize all his time. It's given very much I ain't got nothing else to do and I ain't got no friends. So she said, I just feel like something is shady going on because he tells me everything and I've never heard about this cousin. And so Ray comes out, honey, and I was thinking, Ray, you real dressed up to go over to the cousin's house though? Not a button down. Child, Ray didn't even eat his breakfast, child. He grabbed a slice of bacon and bounced. I said, child, he don't even want to eat. How you gonna go in there and make a breakfast for one, child? He made her something to eat, gave her a mimosa, and said, look, babe, I'll be back. He said now that he's off the monitor, he wants to have some fun. Child, you could have at least said bye with a kiss. You ain't even kissed the girl. You said, all right, I'm gone. Honey, started walking towards the door. But I don't know now. Brittany might be right, because Ray had on his hard bottom shoes. Those some dress shoes. You don't usually wear your dress shoes unless you're going somewhere to be dressed up. I'm just saying, y'all. Oh, y'all know I'm silly. Oh, this is a fool. Moving forward, Christiana and John. The gang's all here and they're getting ready for the wedding, but the objections are already starting. Honey, y'all too late. They already married. But y'all, we gonna listen to what y'all have to say so we can get through that segment. So her mom is telling her she needs to stay clean, and she says this all the time, but she actually does want to stay clean. On the other side, John's daughter has doubts because she doesn't want her sister getting attached, and then Christiana starts using again. So his daughter's like, you don't even listen to my concerns. I say stuff and then you just say, I hear you. And then that's the end of the conversation. He said, oh no, I'm listening. I just don't like what you're saying. John's so childish to be so big and grown. He wears costumes all the time. He's always doing some old fairy tale type stuff. The daughter is more like the parent and he acts more like the child. It's a fool. John was like, yeah, I've been married 4 times and engaged 2 other times. Who are these women? Come forth and show yourselves. Like, please, I need to see you. Because, child, I do not know, honey. Are you finding all of them on www.independent.com or what is happening? Because I'm just trying to figure out how you get it. So mom is on the other side breaking down because Tara is probably back on drugs. Oh, poor mama, honey. 2 daughters battling demons. That's got to be hard. In the next scene, Stan is pulling up while Lisa is still pulling stunts. So he walks in with 3 flowers for Lisa in her hair. And I'm like, child, what these 3 flowers, child? So she tells us that Stan took the bait of her catfish profile in like 30 seconds flat. She's like, but I'm all about forgiveness, so I'm going to allow him to own up to it. Girl, please, you need a place to stay. You got a trash bag as a suitcase. You've been rocking them faux locks or whatever it is on top of your head for the past 99 episodes. We have transitioned from love after lockup to life after lockup to life after beyond or whatever lockup it comes next. And you still got that same hair. You need Stan and his white refrigerator. Goodbye. So she's looking through these flowers. She's like, is there a ring in here? Lisa after that life insurance policy money, honey, and she ain't fooling me. She know dang on well she don't want to marry Stan in his straitjacket. Girl, always looking for a ring. That ring come with benefits. She ain't stupid. She said she got a street hustle, and she wasn't lying. So she's like, Renata is coming. This is what she's saying in her confessional. She's coming today, and at this point, who knows what I'm capable of? Clearly not combing that head. So she starts asking him questions, and she's like, where you been? What you been doing? He's like, I was at the park, walking and thinking. So they both lie to each other a little bit. Then Stan tells Lisa he messed up, but he wants to make things right. She's like, is that all? He said, yeah. She said, nothing else? He said, no, nothing else. So then he starts saying, I want to be with you. I just want you to know that I want to be with you and only you. She was like, well, if you really had any remorse, this is what she's saying to us, then he would have taken the time to go to a decent flower shop to get pretty flowers instead of these that look like they've been taken from a cemetery. And he took them off the grave, not the graveyard headstone flowers. Child, I am done. Them flowers were not that bad. That's just a little pack that you get. Either you get them from the side of the freeway, how they sell them on the side of the freeway, child. There's always somebody down there trying to sell you something. Or you go into the grocery store and those are the ones that are like $5.99. Child, everybody know that. So she's like, well, thank you for the flowers, but I need to get out of these clothes. He's like, yeah, let's go upstairs. I stand, you little horn dog. I don't think she mean it like that. Okay, she's still trying to catfish you. So he goes upstairs and she's like, he just lied to my face again. So then we see him and he's like, I don't have any secrets. I don't have anything at all that would upset Lisa. Are you crazy? Tia, Nicole, and Daonte. So they get to this restaurant, right? So here go Nicole. These tables are dirty. You should have brought some Clorox wipes. COVID's going around. You should have, especially you, since you said you had it 3 times with your little lying self. So Nicole was like, I sent a text to Daonte and I said, date tomorrow, me, you, and Tia, and he accepted. Child, if desperation were a person. Daonte, you had a full-on meltdown last time, but you are doing this? This is what you think makes sense? But what is wrong with you? Look, all we're missing is Zach, honey, that ex, and then it would just have a whole full house. Then we would have Kelly, played by Nicole, Zach, played by Tia, and Screech, played by Daonte. When I wake up in the morning and alarm because I don't want it, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. Child, because I'm saved by the bell. Child, I am done with these people. A fool, do y'all hear me? So Tia's like, do you have feelings for him, Nicole? She's like, I know I have strong feelings for you. They're very strong. Ma'am, that is not an answer. Okay, that's not the answer. She asked, did you have feelings for Daonte? Okay, and you didn't answer that. So then Tia was like, I'm against this, but I love her so much, but I wanted to do it to make her happy. Anything for Nicole. So if she wants to hang out with Daonte, I'm going to let her hang out with Daonte. She's like, yeah, it's going to be temporary though. Either she can stack a little money and end it, or I'm going to end things with her. How much money y'all think Daonte got, honey? He just got a hubcap on that car. Because last time when he was breaking down when she was getting in that car with Zach, he had not a hubcap the first. And y'all think you going to stack money and then dip? Oh, child, y'all real crazy. 2 stupid dogs. Moving forward. So Daonte is on his way there, right? He's like, yeah, I told Nicole I was going to behave, but when I see Tia, I really just look at her as a dude who stole my girl from me. He's like, well, I think Nicole is really realizing that she made a mistake. Okay, Daonte. Ooh, child. He's like, I don't know how I feel about being intimate with the both of them. Child, you must want to, because has not now person said anything about intimacy. Why do you keep talking about that? First of all, you've never even been intimate with Nicole alone, let alone in a group. Second, Tia look like she got lint on her strap, child. Mess around and get BV. Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am, honey. He's like, well, maybe Tia looks good with her clothes off. Ooh. Oh, child, I almost threw up in my mouth. Oh, my God. Oh, child. This is getting really... Child, I start itching. I cannot. I cannot. So he has this idea that if he goes along with this, that Tia will fizzle out and it'll just be him and Nicole. It's the delusions for me. What is wrong with you, Daonte? What is wrong with you? So he comes on over and he sits down, right? He's like, well, y'all look nice. No, they don't. Okay, they look dipped in dirt. Nicole with that dingy denim jacket on and Tia in her big blue t-shirt. No, sir. They don't look nice. Oh, child. So they start talking. And he's like, so why am I here? Well, somebody got to pay for these nachos they're eating. So that's exactly why you're here. So Tia's like, you're here to get an understanding, okay? I'm against this. But if it's what Nicole wants. He said, well, I care for Nicole as well. And it's weird to me because you look like a guy. She said, I've had men want to be with me because I look like a guy. He said, for real? Yeah, I guess, honey. I don't know. So she's like, I don't want you. And I know you don't want me. Well, I don't know now, honey, because he was in the car contemplating how you would look with your clothes off. So I'm a little bit perplexed. She's like, it's taking everything in me to be cool. I don't have to like you because at the end of the day, it's about her. Child, not y'all acting like you co-parenting Nicole. Like, what? Not at the end of the day, it's about the children. I was listening to this. I said, this right here is some foolishness. Tia, why do you have such an attitude, honey? This was your idea. Remember, she tried to get a job over at the tanning salon when the lady wasn't gonna really let her work there because she knew she was a robber. She liked to play cops and robbers and whatnot. So why are you acting like this was not your idea to pimp her out? Child. So he's like, yeah, we could all be a threesome if we could hang out together. That's what Daonte said. And so then Nicole said, no, that will never happen. Not in this lifetime. Well, honey, don't threaten him with a good time. So then Skeletor, played by Nicole, she's like, I don't know what Daonte is thinking. This was more of a you hang out with us and give us money type relationship. She makes me want to fight her. She really does. She really makes me fighting mad. And I'll say this again. I would have to fight her just off GP. If I was one of his cousins or his sister or anybody related to him, I would have to go in. But you know what? It's almost like just go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. Because Daonte act like he don't know no better. He acts like he needs adult supervision. So, I mean, if that's the case, then child, go and set yourself off. So he said, well, I agree with you. She's like, no, you said it. Don't contradict yourself. He said, I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm really trying to be nice. So they start exchanging words and he goes, don't with me. I'm a Marine. Oh, child, I got kind of scared on that one. I ain't gonna lie. I said, oh, not a Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines. That's all I could think of after he said that. Moving forward. This boy said, I know goons just like you know goons. Child, not goons. The fact that y'all are fighting over Nicole is sending me into hysterics. I was laughing. Let's all laugh together. Ha, 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 ha. When I tell y'all I was screaming, I said, not y'all fighting over Nicole. Just everybody just stop and look at Nicole. Now, does that make sense? I ain't think so. Moving forward. Stan and Lisa. She comes down dressed in her lime green crop top. And she's like, Renata is coming today. So it's time for tit for tat. Child, well, the previews for next week showed Renata, and Lisa has questionable taste. Child, I should have known when I saw that head of hers, but that's neither here nor there. She's like, I don't know if I'm coming back tonight. He's like, well, I hope so, because I got plans. I want to have some fun. Translation, meet me in the basement at 8 and don't forget the handcuffs. So she's like, I'm all about fun, but I'm also about the truth. Girl, stop trying to act like you playing good cop, bad cop. I was waiting for her to slam her hand down on the table. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Child, it's just a fool, okay? It's a fool. He's like, Lisa is digging for something. Yeah, she digging for you to tell her about that girl that you was messaging, which is really her. Child, anywho. So she's like, can I get some money for an outfit and lunch? He's like, I'm really feel kind of weird about giving Lisa money. She needs it for the outfit, okay? Because what she wearing is a fool. She needs it for the outfit, and that white refrigerator ain't never got no food in it. So hand the money over, Stan. So he goes upstairs and he finds $70. She was like, this really ain't enough money, but it's gonna do. So Renata and her new boobs, they show up, and Lisa and her $70 are on the road. Moving forward. John and Christiana. Her son comes to see her, and her son is really handsome. I said she had a handsome young man, and he said he hadn't seen her in 2.5 years. He's like, I'm 50-50 excited, 50-50 nervous. Child, how many 50s you get out of 100? it's only 50 and 50. Child, he's 200 and he's 200 nervous, 200 excited. So they see each other and he tells her, he loves her and he'll always be there for her. And they have a heartfelt exchange. But I know he's nervous that she's going to relapse just like everybody else. But it was good to see that he came to support her because she needed that. Brittany and Ray Ray. Brittany has changed to her nighttime wig equipped with a hat. And she's still calling Ray. I'm like, oh, child, I bet he's tired of her. She been calling all day. No answer. So her friend Sumitra stops by. And she's like, yeah, I'm upset because he's not communicating with me. When he was in, I held him down, and I don't like the fact that now that he's on his feet, he cuts off communication with me. Well, child, that's how they do. But girl, you are team too much. That's why. He went from one lockdown to another. He sees you calling. He's choosing not to answer. Leave him alone for a little bit. So she's like, we share location, so I know he's down the street. Not he off the ankle monitor, but on the phone monitor. Oh, child. So her friend was like, he gotta be doing something behind her back. I'm like, oh, honey, woo, child, the ghetto. Shout out to Nene Leaks. She's like, well, let's pull up. So they hop in the car to ride out. Baby Ray is in trouble. Do y'all hear me? When she pull up and she done changed wigs and she done put her head out and she been drinking. Oh, child, it's about to be a fool. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought it was hilarious. The fact that Daonte and Nicole and Tia were all getting into it as they got into it. And I forgot to mention that Nicole came out of her mouth and said that Tia was going to beat Deonte's ass. And I was thinking to myself, so this is a whole setup. Because if he hit this Caucasian lady, he's going to jail. Okay, no matter what she looked like. I'm like, what is happening? Oh, now, honey, so that would really make me not ever talk to Nicole again. Child, I just had to throw that in there. I forgot about that. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.